What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your guy, Nerdy G. Welcome back to CPT Reviews. What are CPT Reviews? It's the reviews that we do on our time, not on time, right on time, but not... What's up, gang? Welcome back to CPT Reviews, where we get around to them when we want to. Not on your time, not on time, but right on time when it's our time. All right? And today is no different than any other review. It is, like I said, we get around to whatever it is. We review everything from accessories to movies and everything in between, TV shows, this, that, and the third, whatever it is, beauty products, accessories, gadgets, all of that good stuff. We just review stuff here on CPT Reviews. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good old stuff. But today what we're talking about is that Captain America Brave New World movie. Finally just hit Disney Plus, and I know there's a million reviews out there that you can go watch about Captain America, but I'm going to give you a real in-depth, hey, would I sit down and watch this again with my family type of deal? Am I going to rank this amongst the other Marvel movies? No. You know why? Because it's its own thing. All right, I'm going to give you the reality of what this movie is, what it was about, and just basically, hey, will I watch this movie again? Obviously, is this one of the ones that I'll just, anytime that it's on the TV, will I watch it? Those questions will be answered into today's review, just depending on what you want, right? Listen, the way that the movie starts off is slow, okay? I'm just gonna be honest with you. The movie starts off slow, letting you know that Thaddeus Ross is showing up. Hey, he's been elected president. Cool, we skipped 5 months ahead. Boom, all right, Sam is on some missions. What's my guy name? Miguel Esposito, I think that's him. I don't think that's his name, but the guy from The Boys, y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that Seth Rollins was supposed to play, the guy, the mercenary, trying to steal some stuff, and he was badass with his little gun, the little Serpent Society. If you guys are all in the comic books, Serpent Society. This movie, let's preface this. This movie had a lot of rewrites, okay, or it had some rewrites and it had some things going on, okay? Listen, we all know Phase 4 wasn't the greatest, okay? There was writer's strike and a bunch of other things that was going on as well. So the movie wasn't the greatest, right? They were coming out of that quantity over quality era in Marvel, but now we're back on quality over quantity, and we're here, right? The movie, I'm gonna let you know, there was a lot of talking. There was a lot of talking in this movie. The action parts were, when they were on screen, you can appreciate them, you can love them for what they were. Simple. This review might not be that long because there's not really much truly to say about this movie. I don't need to bore you with all the comic book details and this is that and this is that. No. It's not what we're doing. I'm giving you an honest review, right? This review, it's from a guy from the couch. I sat here and I watched it. I just really watched it, right? And I sat there, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's early in the morning. I watched this, had a good night rest. I'm talking, I actually got 6 hours of sleep, okay? I got 6 hours of sleep, real good sleep. Got me a bowl of cereal, crossed my legs, you know what I'm saying? Crisscross applesauce. I'm sitting in bed, in the middle of the bed, and I'm watching this movie. I gotta stay up because, I'm glued in. I gotta take my notes. As you can see, I have no notes in front of me. You know why? Because I didn't need them, right? This easily could have been a Disney Plus show. It could have easily been a Disney Plus show. Would I wanted them to drag it out? No. You know what you could have did? Made it a little special, like they do the little special one-offs or whatever. This could have been that. They could have did this in like 3 episodes and been done with it, and I would have been cool with it, right? Just to kind of give you a little background. But I know because it's the Tiamat Island, the Celestial, and they're introducing adamantium, and this is the way that you want to do it. We didn't even go visit the island. We just saw the visual of the island. So we didn't even go inside Tiamat to say, okay, hey, oh, excuse me. We didn't even go inside Tiamat to see how they were mining the adamantium and all of that whatnot. We didn't see that. We just saw visuals of Tiamat. We saw that they were in the Indian Ocean, and we got a nice, decent fight scene from that, and that was that. What they did with with what's the guy, the doctor with the brain and whatnot. They did, the visual was pretty decent, okay? But what it was cool. The end credit scene, get it the hell out of here. Okay, you're luring, saying, hey, there are other people coming. My probability, your probability, okay, you got gamma radiation. The gamma radiation gave you a leg up on probability, but your probability throughout the movie wasn't the greatest because Sam, you tried to do things and, it was a 77% chance you said that was going to do this. Those things right there did not nail what it didn't nail what they thought it was going to go, or it didn't come across the way that they thought it was going to come over, right? So like when you're doing foreshadowing or something, right, you don't really have to tell it, right? Through the actions and through certain dialogue, right, you can get, that was foreshadowed in the first act of the movie, and now boom, here it is. You don't have to do it necessarily through dialogue, but in this, it was more of, we're trying to make this a thriller, and that's what this movie was like. Should have been a thriller, could have been a thriller, but fell short and just gave me came off as an action movie with more talking than action. That's what it came off as. Now, the actors, they did the best with what they were given. There was some dialogue in there that could have been chunked out. I felt like I was back in the 90s movies where you feel like you had to have a catchphrase or something like that. So it was like, if you ask me, could there have been some dialogue that I could have taken out of this movie? Of course. Is there ways that they could have shown some of these or paid off a couple of things with just visuals? They could have. This is where Marvel is great at, and I'll say that. They've done it in other movies, they've done it in other shows, but like I said, remember, this is the quantity over quality era, and then with the rewrites and then the writer strikes, got it. Had this movie would have came back out 2019, 2021, or 2022, maybe would have received it totally different, right? But coming off of that and saying, okay, hey, this is kind of like the last of that era for those movies, cool, not a problem. We're moving forward, right? The setup of, hey, I need to, Sam Wilson, hey, we need to rebuild the Avengers. Okay, cool. Now that we've all seen Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers, we already know that Sam Wilson was going out there to go rebuild his Avengers team. It's going to be interesting to see what that team looks like. We have an idea. It might be Ant-Man and it might be the new Falcon. So outside of those two, I would love to see what Sam Wilson's Avengers team look like. But this movie did nothing for me. It didn't really add to Marvel's. It didn't add anything for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it didn't add any depth, or it didn't make me feel like, okay, hey, I have to see this one. You can skip this one. You can skip this one if you want to, just to see some good action scenes, and if you want to see some good action scenes, watch it. Right? You will doze off during some of the dialogue, where the dialogue gets a little long. You will doze off. I dozed off twice, so I don't have that many notes. So I don't have any notes, because it was easy for me to just say, hey, from what I saw, I mean, when I say I dozed off, I kind of like, still in the same scene, and I wasn't gone for like 5 minutes or anything like that. I was just gone for like a quick little doze off, like little 30 seconds or whatever. But that was just because the dialogue was drawn out when it didn't have to be drawn out. The whole ordeal was, I'm a mastermind, and my whole deal is to get you mad. My whole deal is to get you to stop taking these pills so that you can get pissed off, so that you can turn into this big red Hulk. I know that I've seen in some other reviews, right? Because I watch other reviews too, and I've seen some people say, oh, all the Hulk scenes were spoiled technically in the trailers. Let me be honest with you guys. 1000%. Nobody remembers those trailers. Somebody does. Once you get so far down, removed from the hype of the movie, nobody cares about the trailers anymore, because we actually have the movie now. And because we have the movie now, I'm not going to say that this movie is bad. I'm just going to say that there are some parts that they could have taken out. There are some parts that you're gonna love, right? And it's cool. And that's how a movie is supposed to make you feel. A movie takes you on a roller coaster ride. Are you gonna love every single roller coaster ride you get on? No, you're not. But as long as the movie takes you on a roller coaster ride, you can appreciate that. Now, how good the roller coaster ride is, that's determined up to you and you alone, right? Like I say, would I watch this movie if it just came on regular TV on let's say a Saturday afternoon? Would I watch this if it was on? If I was flipping through the channels, if I caught it on one of the action scenes, it'll probably catch me for probably about 30 to 45 minutes. If I caught it on one of the talking scenes, I might continue to flip the channel, just to be honest, right? I will. This is like I say, I've seen it in the theaters. I've seen it on Disney Plus. Will I watch it again? Of course I will, just because I love comic book movies. I would say that I'm biased, but I would tell you at the same time, I love comic book movies because I love the fact that they're just being made, and the fact that I can go and see some of the characters that I used to read about on the big screen and on my television. So would I watch this movie again? Yeah, I'm going to watch it again. Is it going to be like a quick run back and go watch it again tomorrow? No. Probably the most Marvel movie that I've watched more than anything is, of course, is Endgame, and then probably a close second, and this is just in Marvel lore, okay? Because I'll be honest with you, when it comes to DC, Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight is always going to be my first go-to, and I'll rewatch that. I can tell you this, I don't rewatch that movie more than I can count. You know, I've seen it in the theaters 4 times, but outside, back to Marvel. Let's get back to Marvel. But Marvel, it's Endgame. Pick any one of the Guardian of the Galaxy movies. I put those above. I'll put those above any of the other movies. I'll go back to Iron Man 3. I know some people don't like that one. It's a Christmas movie, whatever the case may be. I like Iron Man 3. Call it what you will. I like Iron Man 3. But Civil War is high up there as well, of course. So it is what it is. I mean, everybody has their own order of what they would like to, how they like to watch the movies. Of course, you can watch them in chronological order. There's a thing out there that you can see how to watch these bad boys in chronological order and see if that gives you a little something different. But for me, I'll just be honest with you. Captain America, Brave New World, would I just sit there and watch over and over again? At this moment, it's a no. Will I watch it on a Saturday afternoon? Only if it was at the start of one of the action scenes, or if it was in the middle of one of the action scenes. I would leave it on that channel for a while. But if it was doing one of the talking parts, that's a no-go. Do I suggest that you go watch this movie? Yes. You know why? Because it's a movie, and who doesn't love enjoyment? Who doesn't love to watch something that they've never seen before and say, hey, you know what, man, you know what, that guy Nerdy was right about this. It is too much talking in this. The action scenes are great in this. They did do a pretty good job with this guy's brain being on the outside. The gamma green hue, I don't know how I feel about that yet. That's why I really haven't commented on it. I just don't know how I feel about it, right? The Red Hulk, I mean, we got the Red Hulk, you know what I'm saying? He went from having gray hair to black hair. I don't give a care about that. It is what it is. But go check it out. This is the CPT Reviews. I'm your guy, Nerdy. Remember, we do reviews in our time. Not your time, but our time when we want to. And, you know, we'll get around to them when we can. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. I'm your guy, Nerdy G, and I'm out.